Good morning. Happy Thursday. I have Neural Coffee in hand, and it is perfect. Hang on. Ian.
Hi, sir.
All right.
I wanted to ask you, I was thinking about the narrows and their ability to concentrically orient their pelvic outlet. And
Which
because,
part?
like the anterior pelvic outlet,
Huh?
and because my end game narrows, like when they, in terms of squatting them, and just because their strategy is top down, um, I'm now like thinking and trying few different stuff in between the box squat, like with the full unload and tap and go. And I'm thinking because they have a tendency to compress from top down, as they're lowering to the box, they're already kind of compressing top down to stay upright to to lower down slowly. And with some people, I see it visually looks better if I full unload them and then use that response to help them actually to let go of their strategy, which is to compress top down and just relax the pelvic floor, and then exhale and like create a pressure from bottom up, versus just keeping them in their compensatory strategy when they're compressing top down and not letting them to fully unload on the box. That I feel like they're still they cannot shift the pressures if I don't let them to fully unload on the box. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It
but keep in mind that you've got a connective tissue behavior going on here.
all right. I get a
When
yield,
you
and
when you
yeah.
so the box is going to stop the outlet
All right.
wherever the box is, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then if you deload onto the box, you've got a yield, you've got an energy storage element there, depending on how long you leave on the box. They're getting a recoil under that circumstance as well. You superimpose the forceful exhale as they leave the box. Now you've ramped up to concentric orientation, and you get even more of the energy release available to you because they're sort of stiffening the they're stiffening the connective tissues as they're coming off the box.
All right. All right. And if I just do the tap and go, I keep the pelvic outlet concentric.
There's less differential in the storage and release of energy in the connective tissues.
All right. All right. And all right, yeah, that makes sense, because if I don't unload them, and especially the pylon people would anteriorly orient right at the point where they should tap and go. That
Um,
means
that might be a useful strategy, because then you're seeing where they have to apply the greatest amount of force, and then that might be where you want to train them to not have to use the orientation, so they can manage the pressures
all right.
that would
All
be
right.
associated with the force.
Yeah. Yeah. All
That
right.
makes sense.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because I was just seeing better results with, especially this end game people, of fully unloading them. But I know my end goal is to tap and go them, but they have to control it first and be able to.
Well, that's what the box is for. So
Yeah.
the box helps you control the joint position. That's the muscle orientation. Okay. The behavior on the box is going to influence the connective tissue behavior. So it's important that you differentiate between the two.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And especially the end game people are like, they have a hard time of reorienting the muscle activity. So that's why I would help them with the tap and go, just not to keep the pressures pushing them down,
Right.
but to unload and recall. All right.
If you're having trouble with muscle orientation and joint position, it's best to start them on the box and have them stand up first.
All right. Understood.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
if you make them start at the top and they're all tensed up and they got to get to the box and they want to please you, so they want to get to the target, right?
Yeah.
You might be too tense, and then they're stuck using an orientation to get to the box. Whereas you can set them up on the box, okay?
Yeah.
Teach them the joint position, stand up first, then you can go top to bottom, back to the top. But I would start them at the bottom and go up.
All right. Understood. And after that, I was playing with some, let's say I'm seated on the box, as they can go up and down and back up. If I want to add like the duration component of it, could I make them lift their legs up, and as they contact the ground, like feet up, and as they contact the ground, I'm getting that distal to proximal IR. So I'm basically pressurizing from bottom up, and just use the feet contact to make the duration as fast as possible.
Well, if they're deloading to the box, you're already getting that. The concern that I would have if you're picking their feet up is, what are they going to do when you do that? It's like you still got to,
Yeah.
You'll have to, well, or they're going to collapse. It's like you take somebody's base of support away. The only base of support you have are ischiotuberosities on the box. It's like, okay, that's a balancing act, right? So I don't think you need to physically lift their feet off the floor, because as soon as the center of gravity goes behind the feet, number one, you've just deloaded the foot. If they deload to the box, you took more pressure off the feet. Now they have to create the impulse to come off the box anyway. You're going to get the same effect, and it's probably a little bit.
All right.
It's a little bit easier to execute, and probably, when we speak relatively, it's probably safer.
All right. Understood. Thank you, sir. Thank you.